I just want to go on the record and say this is freaking bullshit. Hey kids, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Amanda. I make videos about movies, TV shows, books, and writing. Today I'm going to be reviewing Nero by Sarah Brienne. This is from the Made Men series. And let me tell you, I have some freaking feelings. I wanted to read this one specifically because of the plot, because I've always been super fascinated with the mafia. Literally, bro, like I am so fascinated with the mafia. This one's really freaking good, by the way. And this one I couldn't freaking put down. Actually, you know what? I might do reviews on both of these at some point. But anyway, like, okay. So I've always been super fascinated with the mafia, specifically the Italian mafia, also known as La Cosa Nostra. And this book followed, obviously, Made Men. So I really wanted to get a sense as to how the mafia is written in fiction. Because I know how the mafia is portrayed in movies. And some movies are like more accurate than others. And apparently that's the same with books. Because this freaking book, bro, this review has to have spoilers because I'm literally up to here, bro. Literally up to here. Like, I have to complain. I might start yelling. I might be throwing hands. I like throwing hands, like, pero. So I want to start with the plot, okay? And then I'm going to get into the romance aspect of it. So it takes place in Kansas City, right? There's this girl, Elle. She goes to a prep school. She's there on scholarship, right? And she works at a diner in downtown Kansas City to be able to supplement, like, whatever her scholarship doesn't pay for. Like, she pays for the rest with the job over at the diner, right? So one night she's working at the diner, she's closing, and she's getting ready to leave, and she goes to take the trash out, and after she takes the trash out, she's just gonna leave, right? So she goes, she takes the trash out, everything's peachy, and then some guys like come into the alleyway, so she like ducks really quick behind the dumpster, and she witnesses a murder. Or she doesn't really witness it, like she's behind the dumpster, but she hears it. And she sees the guys or whatever. So she leaves, right? She takes off, boom, runs away. Fucking runs away. So the murder that she witnessed, she doesn't know this, but the murder that she witnessed was committed by 3 guys in the mob. And they get the security footage and see that she was there. So the boss asks his son, Nero, to get close to her and find out how much she knows about the murder. So that's the plot. And like throughout the story, Nero starts to fall in love with her and blah, 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 blah. So let's break this shit down. First of all, the mafia family is a freaking joke. I'm sorry. It's a Mickey Mouse operation. And I don't know how they haven't been caught already or killed, like wiped out. Because, I've been reading about the mob since I was probably about 17 or 18, maybe a little bit older than that, like 18 or 19. So I just happen to know a lot about how they work because I've read books, I've watched interviews, I've read interviews, and like all kinds of stuff, right? First of all, a good mob boss, after seeing that footage, that security footage, by the way, the mob owns the casino. Okay, I freaking explained this wrong. Okay, so the diner is right next door to a casino. The casino is owned by the mob. The casino hotel. It's a casino and hotel in downtown. And then there's a diner right next door. So the casino and hotel is owned by the mob, right? That's where the murder took place. The murder took place in the alleyway behind the casino. But because the casino is next door to the diner, that's how Elle was, able to like see or whatever. Mind you, she said it was dark as hell. And she was behind the dumpster most of the time, so I don't know how the hell she got like a really good look at one of them, but whatever. Anyway, so if I was the boss and I saw that footage of some young girl, right, ducking behind a dumpster, obviously hearing everything, and then leaving, yes, my first instinct would be, okay, like how much does she know? But at that point, it had to have been like at least 2 hours since the actual incident. So because a mob boss is expected to use his freaking brain, if the cops aren't at the casino yet and the cops haven't talked to you yet since you own the casino, you haven't been approached by the cops, you can pretty much surmise that she has not gone to the cops yet, and it's been 2 hours. So there's that. And then there's this like whole thing where the boss is like, oh, well, I guess we just have to kill her. But then his guy is like, oh no, she's 17. And he's like, oh, I can't kill a child. Oh, we gotta wait until she's 18. What? Are you stupid? Dumbest mob boss freaking ever. Listen, any good mob boss would know that you don't kill a civilian. Like, you kill one of your own, they expect to die or go to prison. Like, that's a given. The cops are not really gonna look twice. They're not gonna be like, oh, like, we really gotta crack this case because, you know, that poor mobster was gunned down. I mean, granted, yes, they'll probably still investigate because they want to bring down, like, the boss, but they're not gonna be like, it's not gonna be like, you know, all over the freaking papers because everybody expects it. But if you go and kill a civilian, that is heat that you do not need, bitch. Worst freaking boss ever. I'm so sorry. But if you're in the mob, okay, you can already surmise that she hasn't gone to the police yet because the cops haven't shown up to the casino and they haven't shown up at your front door. So from there, you send maybe your son Nero because he's a little bit closer to her age. So you don't know that they go to school together at this point, right? But he's a little bit closer to her age, so maybe you figure, okay, you know, maybe somebody coming up to her that's a little bit closer to her age, she won't be as intimidated, like she'll be a little bit more forthcoming about what she knows and blah, 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 blah. So you go and you send your son to talk to her and find out how much she knows. Not under the radar, just, hey, listen. So my dad owns a casino and he saw some stuff on the security camera and we were just wondering if you're gonna say anything. Because if you are, maybe we can convince you not to. And usually you would either bribe that person to shut the fuck up or you would intimidate that person to shut the fuck up. That's what a good mob boss does. But what does this mob boss do? Oh, he sends his freaking 18-year-old son to go and get close to this girl, right? To find out how much she knows. Because if he doesn't find out how much she knows, because she's 17, so when she turns 18, he's gonna freaking kill her. If she knows, if she saw any of the murderers, if she saw any of his guys. Freaking stupid, bro. Like, worst mob boss literally ever. Like, I was seriously, bro, literally, I was spending the whole book, like, at the end of this book, this entire family better go fucking down. Like, at some point in the book, too, they talked about, a possible war that's coming up, and I'm almost, but I'm not going to. I was almost tempted to keep reading in the series because I just want to see if that war is going to result in the entire freaking family being wiped out. Because I guarantee that any other family that tries to move in on this family, like the main family in the book, they would win, bro, because this boss is freaking stupid. All right. Now let's get into the romance, if it can even be called a romance. It really pissed me off. Like, it really pissed me off how Nero was written in this book. Okay? Here's why. I like writing about anti-heroes. I like reading about anti-heroes, especially like mob guys. I like reading about them. And I don't want to read about them being controlling, manipulative, chauvinistic, sexist, abusive, borderline abusive. Oh, and also a sexual fucking predator, because that's what Nero is. He's a sexual predator. He corners Elle in the art room supply closet and tries to kiss her. And when she says, "I've never been kissed before," like to stop him, he says, "Oh, okay, well then I guess I'll just give you a little one then for now, but later I'm gonna want more." And he just like brushes his lips against her like super fast so that it's not like a real kiss. Bull fucking shit. He assaulted her. And then when he takes her home later that day, he kisses her full on and he tries to put his tongue in her mouth. She's not letting him, right? So whatever. She doesn't kiss him back that first time and he's all, "Oh my god, I can't believe she didn't kiss me back. Everybody always kisses me back because you're God's gift to fucking women." Like, no, you're not. Then the next day, he tries to kiss her, like he kisses her again and tries to kiss her. Bullshit. No, he kisses her again and he tries to shove his tongue in her mouth. She's not opening her mouth and he says, open. What? So many times I wanted to DNF this piece of shit, but like I wanted to finish reading because A, I was hoping that Nero would just get like by one in the back of the head. Like that's what I wanted. I knew it wasn't gonna happen, but I wanted to. And B, I wanted to give this book a complete fair shot before I ripped it to fucking shreds. Oh, and I should probably mention too that Elle is bullied at this school. But I'm not talking about like the usual, she gets called names, maybe she gets shoved into a locker, you know, she gets pranks pulled on her, like cruel, hurtful pranks. No. This bitch gets broken bones. She, like, people draw blood on her. Like, ridiculous. And apparently there's only one teacher that works there, and he doesn't see any of it. Even though he has a zero tolerance for bullying policy, he doesn't see any of it. And the school looks the other way. And this bitch is coming up with broken arm, broken leg, concussions. She's, you know, there's like blood drawn. She's fucking bleeding. Oh, and her parents say nothing because of course. What? Okay, look, here's the scene where he like corners her in the freaking closet. Elle didn't know what to do. She blurted out something she hoped would save her. Don't, I've never been kissed before. Nero looked at her a second and saw she wasn't lying. He rubbed his thumb back and forth across her jawline. All right, well, for the first time only, I'll just take a small kiss. Okay, so this scene is in chapter 15. So, like, Nero has, like, a group of friends. Amo, Vincent, Leo, his brother, and then somebody else. I'm blanking on his name. Whatever. And these guys, like, basically walk with Chloe and Elle to make sure that they don't get bullied. Chloe is Elle's best friend. I probably should have mentioned that. So Chloe is Elle's best friend. And these guys walk around with these girls to make sure that nobody bullies these two girls, right? So Elle gives Amo a hug. And Nero becomes furious. Why, you ask? How come she never throws herself at me for a hug? I want a fucking hug. Boo fucking who, bro? So she doesn't want to give you a hug. Maybe it's because you're literally like throwing yourself at her. You don't give her a choice. You take away her agency. You like force yourself on her. So this is Nero talking to Elle. I don't want to see you ever touch another guy again. You can kiss and hug your father and brother, but if I find out you've touched another guy, I don't give a shit who it is. They won't live to let it happen again. Now look, I've written tough guys before. As a matter of fact, I have one character whom I adore. He is very, very close to my heart, who is a tough guy. He can be violent, and he has killed people. But I hate, I'm using the word hate here. I hate when authors try to write a tough guy by making him violent literally all of the time about every little thing. Because that's A, not accurate. And B, at that point, you're not writing a tough guy. You're writing a freaking psychopath. And freaking Elle has zero backbone. Like literally zero backbone. Like if you thought Belle from Twilight was bad, you've never freaking read Elle. Because Elle, it's exactly how it sounds. Elle is the incomplete version of Bella, right? Yeah, Bella, whatever. Elle is the incomplete version of Bella. She's so much worse. She has literally zero backbone, literally zero. She doesn't call Nero on any of his shit, even though he treats her like garbage. She never, literally never calls him out on any of it. And she always is like, oh, it's all my fault. Like literally battered wife syndrome. The only time she stands up to him is when it comes to Chloe. And she barely even does it then. It just, oh my God, like this book pissed me off so freaking much. Like I hate Reddit for most of the thing. Like by chapter 3, I was like, this is such bullshit, bro. I can't right now, bro. And like as it kept going, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Oh my gosh. And then Nero is always like freaking interrogating Elle. Like, well, how long has this been happening? When they're talking about the bullying, like, how long has this been happening? Well, when was the last time you ate pizza? When was the last time you did this? When was the last time you did that? Well, who did it? Like, bro, can you just let her eat her freaking pizza and shut the fuck up? So this part is actually when like the queen bee bitch Cassandra comes and like confront Elle because she was suspended for a while. And then she finally comes back and she like comes up to Elle like to, you know, like put her down a peg or whatever because she's been hanging out with Nero. So like now she thinks she's hot shit. Elle does. This is like according to Cassandra. So Vincent is with her, I think because she's mad at Nero at this point. And Cassandra like points out a sweater that Elle has just bought from the Goodwill. And she's like, oh, that's my mom's old sweater, blah, blah, blah. And Vincent, who by the way has slept with Cassandra, says to her, and you're just a slutty little whore who is jealous that your tits weren't able to fill the sweater out. Like, listen, Cassandra is portrayed as a bitch. She's portrayed as a bitch throughout the entire novel, basically. But that is still so disgusting for anybody to say. Least of all, most of all, a guy. And a guy who has slept with that girl. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for a kid, some punk little 18-year-old who thinks he's God's gift to freaking women, like body shaming and slut shaming a girl that he has slept with. I'm not here for it. It's disgusting. Like, the bullying was so over the top. It was so over the top. Like, I don't understand how this school never got shut down. Because a preparatory school especially, I mean, this is a PR nightmare we're talking about here. This school would get shut down. People would be put in prison. Because this chick is being like hit over the head. They're drawing blood. She's getting concussions. Somebody broke her arm. They broke her nose. Like, we're talking about... And we're talking over the course, like from her freshman year, and she's in her senior year when this book starts. So over the course of 4 freaking years, how are you going to sit there and with a straight face sell to me that these people are beating the absolute pulp out of this girl for 4 years and literally nobody says anything about it? Oh, and her parents think that she breaks her bones like playing soccer. Nero, that's really, I think, what bothered me the most. The way that the romance was written, yes, but specifically the way that Nero was written. Because I have a deep, soft spot for tough guys. Those, like, anti-hero, gray area, kind of dangerous, like, can be violent. And the way that Nero was written was such a disservice to both tough guys and men in general. He was a psychopath. He was a psychopath. He got violent for literally no reason at all. He was sexist as hell. He told Elle something like, I don't want to look for it because I'm freaking over it already. Like, I'm going to throw this shit like literally across the room. But he said something to Elle like, oh, one day you're going to realize that I'm the one with the dick and you're going to, like, I'm the one that makes the decisions and you're going to like it. What? Who freaking talks like that, bro? Oh, by the way, the job that Nero had, like getting close to Elle and all that, after he completed that job, if he completed that job, his father was going to make him a made man. Really? Really? Usually to become a made man, your dad has to be Italian, first of all. Your dad has to be Italian, and you have to have participated in a murder. And these people talked about murder like there were no consequences. Like, oh, I'm just going to murder this kid. I'm going to murder this kid. I'm going to kill this kid. Like, there's no such thing as police. It was so, I literally can't. I cannot. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, kids. I mean, there's really nothing else that I could say except complain about this more. And I literally don't even, I don't want to think about this stupid fucking novel ever again in my entire freaking life. I am, however, gearing up to make a video on how to write tough guys, because I've written quite a bit of tough guys. Even back when I was in the Vin Diesel fandom, I wrote, because he's played tough guys, I've written tough guys. And I've always been fascinated with the mafia, so I happen to know a lot about La Cosa Nostra. At least what's been publicly shared. I just want to make that clear. What's been publicly shared, I know. As far as my rating, I hesitate to even give this book a 1 star. I have to be honest with you. I hesitate to even give this book 1 star. Like, I've been stalling on writing my review on Goodreads because I know I'm going to have to at least give it 1 star to even post that review. And I don't even know that I want to give it the 1 star. I'm trying to think of something that I liked. I liked that that the mafia was involved in the plot, even if the mafia wasn't really that involved in the plot, A, and B, the mafia that was involved in the plot was a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. So I guess I'll give it 1 star. Half a star. You know what, fuck it. I'll give it no stars because it literally sucked. I hate Reddit. From like chapter 2, I hate Reddit. Hate Reddit. The writing was not the best, but I don't want to talk too much on the writing because from my understanding, I think I read somewhere that this particular author was 22 when she wrote, I don't know if it was when she specifically wrote this book or if it was like when she wrote one of the books in the series. Let's see. Okay, so I guess she's 22 years old now. She's only written the 6 books. Like the 6, there's Nero, and then these are the rest of the books in the exact same series. But she had, oh, I see. So one of her books, I guess, Luca, which I've actually heard is really good. That's the 4th book in the series. Maybe that one was the USA Today bestseller, and she just added that to Nero, like the cover of Nero after the fact. Because this ain't it, sis. This ain't it. So anyway, if you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. There's a subscribe button right there to your right. Go ahead and click that. Ding the little bell so that you get notifications every time I post a new video. I post on Wednesdays. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.